gentlemen, welcome back to another wonderful round brought to you by Slipstream Racing. This is round 4 of season 10.5 and we're headed to nowhere else but the Red Bull Ring in Austria. Situated in the heart of the Alps, the drivers have already begun their qualifying times. So without any further delay, let's get right over to the action. Ryan Earl tops the charts with Anand Trivedi in second place, Cody Lawrence in third, Jaden Neal in fourth, Twisted Jack in fifth, and Sonoda in sixth. New name to this championship. We'll have to keep an eye on him as the time ticks on by. Cody Fowers, Alan Toast, Trent H., James Shorter, Pete Rader have not set times yet. Cody Fowers off in the gravel at Pirelli, it looks like. Catching some of the runoff there before rejoining the track, it seems. A couple of other drivers finding their way through with 15 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this qualifying session. Drivers just getting to the line right now. You can see 4, 3, 2, and 1 all on a trail on the mini-map to the right-hand side of your screen. Track grip is just optimum at 99%. Track temperature is going to be 39 degrees, the ambient temperature being 29 degrees Celsius. Cody Fowers coming down pit road in the Corvette Racing, it looks like. Slipstream racing car. I never noticed that before. Trent H. having a big wiggle coming through turn 1. Hits over the sausage curbs before coming to turn 2. And on his way up the hill, though that's not turn 2, that'll be turn 3. And now he's at turn 4. And turn 5, 6, and 7 of this very short track. Seeing times around that 1 minute 4 marker. A couple drivers being a little bit off the pace now. But we usually have this front running pack, a few in the mid pack, and a few are bringing up the rear, and it makes for great competition here at Slipstream Racing. Up and down the grid, wherever we look, we're gonna find some action taking place, and it's boy, oh boy, is it gonna be a humdinger of a night here at the Red Bull Ring. Cody Fowers letting some of the traffic through before he gets rolling again. Jaden Neal might set a new pole position time as he comes around the final couple of corners. He's got a purple sector 2 right now. Green sector 1. Will he get to the line and have a purple sector 3? Jaden Neal tops the charts with a 104, but quickly stolen away by Cody Lawrence with a C5 compound, and there's traffic ahead. I think that might have been Sonoda. Ryan Earl with a 103.698 thrust down the barrier. That was the 104 mark. He sets that 103. Back to some track facts about Red Bull Ring. Track length of 2.6 miles or 4.3 kilometers. Founded in 1969. Nice. Current layout from 2002. Located in Spielberg, Austria. Located in the Alps. 10 corners, 3 to the left, 7 to the right. 313 feet of elevation change, or 65 meters for those of you keeping track in the metric units. Trent H. really having a bit of a wiggle at Remus continuously, mounting that sausage curb over and over again. Now he's coming down to Schlossgold, a little lock up of the brakes there, not to go too far off into the gravel. He does not on this attempt, but Trent really off the pace, and his lap times are indicative that he's not comfortable here at the Redbull ring. What does he have when he gets to the line? Trent H was in 10th place. Will be better than that. Only good enough for 6th with a 105.391 at the end of that lap. 11 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the qualifying session. Let's just do a quick rundown of the championship standings. We have Cody Lawrence in P1 with 76 points with nothing but gold medals around his neck. Jaden Neal with a couple of silver medals and 16 points for Spa-Francorchamps last week. Trent H, Mr. Consistency, has been in 3rd place with 11, 13, and then 18 points being given to him at Spa. Pete Rader with 13, 18, 6. That's a total of 37. So 59, 42, 37. Very close for P2 in this championship right now. And we have Matt Chevry with 37 points, tied with Pete Rader. So that'll be an epic battle to see tonight that we unfortunately won't be partaking in because we don't see Matt Chevry here tonight. Colin Edwards with 33 points to his name, taking a DNS at Spa, and unfortunately not here tonight as well. Ryan Earl taking a did not start in round 1 at Silverstone, picked things up with a bang last round at Spa, getting home 21 points with a heated battle after chasing down Cody Lawrence for the end of the race. Jaden Neal gets to the line, good enough for P2 with a 103.998 on this attempt. Twisted Jack with 27 points, John Hokie with 16 points, Alan Toast with 14, tied with Cody Fowers in his 14 points. Then we have, I believe that's James Shorter. It is Shorter in 12th position with 13 points, Spunf with 12 points, Anand Trivedi with 11 points, Mac Piermain with 2 points, and Grant Worley with 16 points. Anand Trivedi takes home P2 provisionally at the very least. Only 12 thousandths away from Ryan Earl at the tip of the spear. Jaden Neal 3/10 off of the pace. Cody Lawrence 3/10 off of the pace. Pete Rader 1.2 back, or 1.1 back. Trent H 1.7. Twisted Jack 1.8. James Shorter 3.5. And we have Sonoda 3.9. Alan Toast 12.5. And Cody Fowers still has not set that lap yet. And we just saw him come down pit lane. Ryan Earl, new personal best with a 103.689. And that is going to solidify his pole position time that little much more. Trent looks like he got Remus done right this time around, but he's 2/10 into the yellow for sector 1. Alan Toe sets a 105.694 on this lap. We're asking the number 1 car. Cody Fowers down pit road again. This time around, I think he's going to park it for a little while. Checking out Jaden Neal as he comes through the back corners of the track. Down Rent and the Red Bull Mobile now. Trent promotes himself up into 5th place in front of Pete Rader. Jaden Neal, nothing doing on that previous attempt. Can Anand Trivedi pull out the 12 thousandths that he needs? Not at that point. Trent H obviously on an installation lap here. Cody Fowers as well, bobbing and weaving his tires into submission. Alan Toast, 104.993, goes up into 7th with 7 minutes remaining left on the clock. I think Trent is going to pull it in now. You have to keep an eye on Alan Toast now. Sonoda. Let's go with that. Is improving through Sector 1, loses the time through Sector 2. 1.3 off of the good of his own pace so far. Looks to be improving through Sector 3. Let's see if Sky Sonoda can do anything but a 107.4. We'll keep him in 10th place for now. A lot of drivers coming down pit road, getting a new set of rubbers, and then headed out onto the racing surface yet again. Beautiful camera shots here at the Red Bull Ring, and this one of Cody Fowers getting to the line for his installation lap, 106.623. That'll be his personal best of the session. Mounts over the sausage curbs, coming through Nicky Lauda curve. That will invalidate this lap that he's on. The drivers are using real penalty, so any track limits violations will get noted and pointed out to the stewards going through turn 1. Most other areas of the track limits are designated by the gravel runoff areas. Mr. Jack zooming by the Aston Martin. Slight lock up there coming down Schlossgold. That'll be it for Cody Fowers, disqualified for teleporting to pit lane on that lap. He's thoroughly done with qualifying, it would seem. Got his laps that he needed. Practiced his pit entry, which is most important. Someone is off at the Red Bull Mobile. Trent H with a 104.147. Slowly working his way into submission. He's been whittling away this qualifying session, building up the pace and consistency that he needs to find a top 5 running, and he might have the matzah to pull it off. Ooh, Pete Rader spinning out there, and beautiful pirouette. Gets it pointed in the right direction and gets rolling again, but he's going to need a new change of underpants and a new set of boots to finish off this qualifying session. 2:50 remaining on the clock. He will have time to get a new pair of boots, get out there and do one more lap should he choose to do so. Jaden Neal trying to improve that 103 down to a 103.895. Not good enough for the front row of the grid. Anand Trivedi is satisfied with this qualifying, comes down pit road. I don't think that he will have enough time to finish things off. Well, keep an eye on the big P next to his name. Drivers running the C5 compound this time out. That would be the softest compound available. C5, C4, and the C3 should be the tires available to everybody. And we see a few drivers, Twisted Jack being one of them, as well as, whom is that in front of him? Alan Toast probably being in front of him. No, that would be the number 44. Not the 44. Whom is that driving the Petronas car? That would be Anand Trivedi in the number 12, excuse me. And Stein Sonoda coming down pit road, getting his practice stop in. Little lockup on the brakes on the way in. Won't do his tires any harm, especially if he plans on calling it a day there. 1 minute and 15 seconds. We'll be able to see some drivers do this lap, plus one more. I don't think many of them will get that opportunity. Only a handful actually will. If you're keeping track of the mini-map on the right-hand side of your screen, the blue lines indicate the DRS detection points and the DRS application zones. The red lines would indicate the start-finish straight, and the yellow lines would be the sector timing lines. If you're wondering what all of those mean, I have that information for you. Twisted Jack coming through the twisty bits for his final time. Trent H throwing out a red flag for the remainder of the session. Well, really, it's just a yellow flag, but he is stopped somewhere on track. Same with Anand Trivedi being stopped on the racetrack somewhere. Ooh, that is a big ask of the car, but wow, what a beautiful spin. Got that pointed in the right direction, and he'll cross the start-finish line. It won't be a valid lap. Cody Lawrence really begging the car to comply with that turn-in. So lapping that inside curve. But fourth place for Cody Lawrence here tonight. Very interesting for the man who's done nothing but win, win, win this entire championship so far. Let's see if he can pull off a fourth to first miracle run with guys like Ryan Earl, Anand Trivedi, Jaden Neal all beckoning for that first top spot win of the season. And Alan Toast having that same becking call, but he will have worse for wear chances because he tumbled into the barriers on the inside line. 103.8675309 for Jaden Neal. And that should do it for the qualifying session. We are still waiting for Alan Toast to officially cross the line, but I believe he's in pit lane, and that will conclude the qualifying run for everybody. The way things are going right now, it'll be hard-pressed for Cody Lawrence to come out with a W, but we've seen him do worse before. Let's see if he can pull out that miracle run again here at the Red Bull Ring. Right now, let's go through the order. It'll be Ryan Earl in P1. Ryan Earl in P1 driving the number 14 Aston Martin. Anand Trivedi driving the number 12 Petronas car, Petronas AMG. Jaden Neal in P3 in the number 6 Porsche Penske car. Cody Lawrence is going to be in the number 11 in 4th place for Cadillac Racing. Trent H, also for Cadillac Racing, is going to be in 5th place, working his way forward or defending from the rear. Trent H always will give us a show for our money. and it's good to see him consistently running on Slipstream Racing again. Pete Rader for Team Air Jordan Jumpman Tar Heels is in his custom livery tonight, the number 23. Alan Toast, the number 1, is in 7th place, driving for Team Oracle Redbull. Twisted Jack, the number 5, is in 8th place for Twisted Jack. And that'll be Team Bows. Cody Flowers driving the Slipstream Racing car with Corvette on the rear wing. He's driving the number 44, and that'll be 9th place for Cody Flowers. James Shorter, glad to see him back, the number 33 for Octane Esports. Going to be in 10th place. And we have Stein Stenoda driving the number 1 Red Bull Oracle car. All white, the Japanese livery, akin to his name, it would seem. And glad to see him joining the community. Hopefully he has a good time. And I am your host, Sagar Bakshi, a.k.a. The Real High. And, of course, I am in the medical safety car, driving the DXB9. And we're just a few moments away before we get the grid set. And the grid is now set. Got 11 drivers on the grid, rearing and ready to go. Some of them are even shaking in their cars, as it were. So we'll have to keep an eye on any potential jump start penalties that come out. We had a couple at round 2 at Suzuka, and hopefully we don't see any more. But I don't know about that fidgety car over there. I think that's the Jumpman Tar Heels, number 23 of Pete Rader. A couple wiggles of the wheel there to make sure that they're in line and straight. That was Anand Trivedi giving us a little flashy of the headlights to let us know that we're on him. But we've got a good grid of cars, and we're just waiting for the lights to become illuminated, and we will go racing. Here at the Red Bull Ring, 47 laps on the clock. Time is 1 p.m. somewhere in the world. I would like to see a Slipstream night race. Oh no, we've lost someone. Who was that? Oh no, we have lost Cody Lawrence, who when he returns will probably start from pit lane. Unless we wave off the start here. No, we will not be waving off the start. We are ready to illuminate the lights. Cody Lawrence is going to be a no-show for this event then. And we've got 6 lights on. And green, away we go, folks. A couple of misfires there. Cody Lawrence is going to start the race from pit lane, it seems. But all the drivers are single file, rearing and ready to go. Cody Lawrence is now disqualified from the event for teleporting to pit lane, it looks like. Oh no, Anand Trivedi holding back Jaden Neal going up the hill and into Remus. Alan Toast gets 5-second penalty for DRS usage. And he falls back to the back of the pack, and he is stuck. I think that'll be turn 3 at Remus. Must have gotten into it with someone. Cody Flowers also trundling along right now. Not sure what's going on there. Perhaps trying to work out what happened. Would that race start? Let's see if we can get Cody Lawrence back into the mix or not. First, second, and third, Ryan Earl, Anand Trivedi, and Jaden Neal, all within about 1.5 seconds of each other. Trent H. now promoted into 4th place overall, has Jaden Neal to contend with up ahead. Pete Rader is 1.9 seconds back. Alan Toast gets by James Shorter and Sonoda. No, he does not get by any of them. I think he went down pit road. And yes, he is in pit lane. Trent H stops Off the side of the road, Alan Toast gets another 5-second penalty for DRS use, but Trent H is pulled over on the side, and his car is dead stick right now. Not sure what's going on there. Anun's Traviti, and I think we are or must be waving off this race start and doing it all over again, because I'm seeing multiple drivers pull over to the side of the road now, and I'm going to see what race control has to say. Yes, restart of the session. Colin and Cody having issues getting into the event. So yes, we will wave off this start. Red flag, folks. Pull into pit lane. And we'll start this one again. Hopefully we don't have to redo qualifying session. Hopefully we just have to do a race restart, as the qualifying should have been saved. And Anand Trivedi throwing out a little smoke there, putting on a show up the hill and into Remus. And I'm waiting for the rest of the grid to get the notification that we are going to be restarting the session. I think the notification has officially gone out. See two drivers side by side, just having some fun right now as we wait for the session to tick over. And it looks like we will actually get Colin Edwards into the mix tonight. As I said, we didn't see him for Spa-Francorchamps, but hopefully we will see him again. And here we go. Ryan Earl on pole position in the number 14 Aston Martin. Anand Trivedi in the Mercedes Petronas AMG number 12, second place for him. It'll be Jaden Neal in third place, the number 6 Porsche Penske car in third place. Mr. Cody Lawrence is back in action in fourth place, driving the number 11 Cadillac racing car. Trent H in fifth place, the number 84 for him. Pete Rader, the number 23 for Jumpman Tar Heels F1 in sixth place. Alan Toes for Red Bull Racing, the number 1, is in 7th place. Twisted Jack and the number 5 Bow's car for AIEAIOU and sometimes Y Racing in the number 5, and he's going to be starting from 8th place. Cody Fowers, Slipstream Racing car, the number 44, going to be in 9th position. James Shorter, the number 33, is going to be in 10th position. Snine Sonoda for Red Bull Racing, the number 1 for him. and Colin Edwards starting at the back of the pack. And away we go, folks. Green, green, green. A little bobbing and weaving on the start. Are we going to see some two wide situations taking place? I don't think so. It's mostly clean and on the up and up. Looking a little further back, and Trividi does fall back a couple of positions down into fourth place for just a brief moment, but then leapfrogs ahead of Cody Lawrence back up into third, but did lose one off the start. Looks like Colin Edwards is going to be worse for wear, teleporting back to pit lane, not making it for this night's event. And Stein Sonoda rejoins the track right in front of Twisted Jack, unfortunately. And that's going to slow them both down considerably. Alan Toast is 2/10 back from Pete Rader right now, and the Jumpman Tar Heels number 23 car. You see that baby blue from a mile away. Other than Cody Fowers' car, it's the only baby blue vehicle that we have on the track. So keep an eye on that heated battle. We've got Trent H hunting down Cody Lawrence. I'll say that again. We have Trent H hunting down Cody Lawrence for the top 5 spot. DRS has been enabled on this lap number 2 finally, so you'll see a lot of those rear wings start to open up and the DRS trains start to form. Here we go, the rear wings are open, going up the hill into the remits. When they slam on the brakes, those rear wings slam shut as well, giving the drivers the downforce that they need to get turned in as appropriately as possible. Rear wings opening again. There's Pete Rader and Alan Toast going after it, 3/10, separating them right now. We'll keep an eye on this battle. Let's see if we can go on board with Alan Toast and see what he's dealing with in the dirty air behind the car in front. Let's do a full onboard lap with Alan Toast and the Red Bull racing car as we come around the final 2 corners here. Grant and the Red Bull Mobile. DRS is activated here, coming down the straightaway, moving over to the far left-hand side of the track, turning in as late as possible, keeping your apex as straight so you can straighten out all of this. Turns 1 and turns 2. With a little kink right here, up the hill and into Remus we go, but it looks like Jumpman Tar Heels covers off that inside line, and they nearly run into each other, Martin. And they shift at the third gear, head up the hill through Remus and down into Schlossgold is the next braking zone. Moving over the inside line. Is Jumpman Tar Heels going to cover it off? No! He's going to try to cover off the long way around the outside. Alan Toast has to back out of it or risk running off James Shorter there, or excuse me, Pete Rader. But no time of asking is going to allow that move to end up working out where both parties end up surviving with their life, and a tank slapper for Alan Toast. We saw it there live, folks, and he's just worse for wear. He's caught out in the kitty litter, gets the car spun around the right way, but boy, oh boy, was that a heated little debacle that we saw between the two drivers. Amazing shots right there. But Alan Toast gets the car spun up, pointed in the right direction, and we are rolling yet again. 6:10 separate us from the leader to second place. Anand Trividi really closing down the gap quick, fast, in a hurry. He's back up into second place. He must have got past Jaden Neal on lap 1 or lap 2. I missed that one. Apologies there, folks. No live action replays. You can see the regeneration light blinking on Ryan Earl's car as he's using all the ERS that he possibly can to keep in front of Anand for as long as possible. Anand having a little bit of an oversteer moment coming through what looks like Roush. Into Worth Rint now. In the fourth period, and wow, through the Red Bull Mobile. I figured you'd want to stay in a high gear, carry the momentum forward, and just kind of roll through it, but apparently not. These drivers know better than I. They're doing around 105, 106s right now. Keep an eye on the live timing to tell you what the fastest lap of the event is. Best lap so far being a 106.8, and that'll be from Anand Trivedi himself. Last lap, 107.1, 107.0, 107.5, 107.5, 108. Whoa! Big moment there for Ryan Earl. Almost lost it. And Anand Trivedi tried to capitalize on an inside line, but couldn't quite do so. And this is as close as he's been. Whoa! Almost as the same tank slapper of Alan Toast has to get off the loud pedal to save his life and an opportunity for another day. Wowza. That's all I can say right now is wowza, wowza, wowza. On the rear wing of Jaden Neal, looking at the diminishing returns of Cody Lawrence as he's trying to work his way forward, looks to the inside line, can't find a way past Jaden Neal. Whoa! Cody Lawrence having a big slip and slide moment. No, that was Trent H having a big slip and slide moment. We're on board with Cody Lawrence looking back at Trent, but the gap has opened up to now 1.6 seconds separating the two drivers. One 107.5, 107.5, 107.7, 107.9, 108.3, 108.0. So Trent H is losing a little bit of time. Well, we saw how he lost that time to Pete Rader, but Rader having a moment of his own in the background of that shot. Well, we've got a pretty heated battle for P1 through P4 right now. I wonder who's going to give and who's going to make the first mistake. And Trivedi trying to go to the outside line at Schlossgold. Really gives the big pincer move down, and only Toledo. Anand Trivedi really trying to send it there on Ryan Earl. Being a little bit of a jump man scared. Oh, and that's a big off for Jaden Neal. Will he be able to maintain his position here? I don't think so. There goes Cody Lawrence on the inside line. Well, the outside line that turns into the inside for Remus. And that's the mistake that he needed. Cody Lawrence leapfrogs in front of Jaden Neal. P3 secured for the moment. Will he improve and find P2 or P1 during this event? Only time will tell. Or is he maintaining his tires now? All the drivers on the C4, barring a few. The first four are Trent H is on the C3. And we have Alan Toast on the C3 as well as Twisted Jack. Cody Lawrence being the fastest of the drivers on the racetrack right now. 107.3 being his fastest lap. Still doesn't beat the 106.8 that was set by Anand Trivedi earlier on in the session. Check in with Anand as he tries to go the long way around the outside at Schlossgold again. Goes all the way to the outside, and it looks like Ryan Earl has a bit of a wiggle coming through Schlossgold, but Anand Trivedi demands a little bit of real estate on that inside line. Files in single file, though, coming through what looks like Roush and Worst. Now through Rindt and the Red Bull Mobile, single file being that order of operations for now. Anand Trivedi trying to use that slipstream as much as possible. It looks like the Aston Martin's covering off that inside line, leading down in towards turn 1, but it doesn't matter. He'll get the DRS again, going to the inside line for turn 2, but he'll have the optimum line going into turn 3 because the move's already been done. Anand Trivedi finds his way by into pole position. Well, not pole position anymore, into first place of this event at the 3rd, 4th, 5th time of asking finally. But here comes the Aston Martin shooting up the inside line, and this is giving Cody Lawrence everything he could have asked for. Fighters at the front of the field, giving him the slipstream and the DRS that he needs to get back into this mix. If only the two drivers had touched there, it would have been all Cody Lawrence's opportunity that he needed to clinch first place. If the drivers can settle down for a little bit, allow themselves to just duke it out on pace alone, it will give Cody Lawrence a harder run of things to catch up. We're seeing the Octane racing car. I believe that'll be Tsunoda. No, in the Red Bull car. Yes, he is getting out of the way. Blue flags waving, and he is out of the way of the leaders of this event. 6.4 seconds, 7 seconds away from Cody Fowers right now. There goes the Aston Martin up the inside line at Remus. And it looks like Anand is going to try to pull out a crazy switchback. He gets one done, and he's now in front of the Aston Martin with DRS to boot. What a beautiful, beautiful mind game that was played down the hill. Through Schlossgold we go. Things have settled down just a little bit now, I think, between the two front runners, or have they? As Ryan Earl is going to try to find a way by. This time he is closer than he has been in a while, leading down in towards turn 2. He's got the DRS fully open now. Will he find the optimum line leading down in towards Remus? He dodges to the inside line, has to narrowly avoid disaster. Cody Lawrence following suit, narrowly avoiding disaster himself there, but falling in single file line. Jaden Neal in 4th place of this trio. The 3 drivers at the front of the field are slowing each other down so much that Jaden Neal is finally catching back up. Trent H is in 5th place right now, coming through the middle part of the track through Remus and through Worth. Right behind, but he's 2 seconds drift. Wait, hold on. Ryan Earl trying to go for another move. Cody Lawrence having a big wiggle there. Left, right, and center. Not happy with, I think, the way the moves are falling in place for him. And now side-by-side action will be concluded as Ryan Earl capitalizes on Anand Trivedi's mistake. Looks like Cody Lawrence and Jaden Neal are done with this battle, and they come down pit road. This pair of drivers want to maintain their lead of this event. They need to decide to pit sooner rather than later, because nothing is more dangerous than Cody Lawrence having clear air, and that's what he has in front of him right now. 15 seconds to Trent H, 2.2 seconds back to Jaden Neal. The drivers have to decide sooner rather than later if they want to come down for their pit stop. It looks like Anand Trivedi decided to take his pit stop now rather than later. Ryan Earl decides to stay out. Cody Lawrence and the Cadillac Racing Team coming through the Red Bull Mobile now. Where does Anand Trivedi come out? He is trundling down the road, but will lose that position to Cody Lawrence and Jaden Neal. Unfortunately, all that time lost there, battling it out with the rest of the field. He is onto the medium compound tires. C3. Same tire set that Cody Lawrence and Jaden Neal are on, but he's got 3.5 seconds to make up for the rest of the field. Alan Tost on the same C3s that he started this race on is chasing down Anand Trivedi, but I think with Anand having the fresher tires, he should escape the clutches of Alan Tost pretty easily. Lap 14 of 47 underway. Ryan Earl comes down pit road. Let's see where he comes out in relation to Trivedi. And where is Trivedi now? Coming through the Red Bull Mobile. I don't think it'll be close enough to call. No, it's definitely not close enough to call. 3.4 seconds the gap to Jaden Neal out in front. Another 0.9 of a second from Jaden Neal to Ryan Earl. Positions gained now shown on the timing tower. 4 positions up for Trent H. Cody Lawrence has gained 2, soon to be 3 if he catches up to Trent. Ryan Earl in 3rd, lost out 2. Jaden Neal's lost out 1. Anand Trivedi's lost out 3. Alan Tost has gained 1. Pete Rader's down 1. Shorter's up 2. Cody Fowler's right where he started. Twisted Jack is down 2. And Sonoda is back where he started as well in 11th place. I think that pit stop call from Trent H is wrong. I don't think he has taken a stop yet. That's why he is in the lead of this event right now. Cody Lawrence has made 1 stop. Cody Fowers gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. Ryan Earl with 1 stop. Jaden Neal with 1 stop. And then Trivedi with 1 stop. Alan Tost, no stops. Raider with 1. Shorter with 0. Twisted Jack with 1. Cody Fowers taking his first of the night, if I'm not mistaken. The battle between Alan Tost and Pete Rader continues to rage on as we have regained some time, and I mean Alan Tost has regained some time, chasing down Pete Rader and the Jumpman Tar Heels ahead. Ooh, Stein Sonoda gets a 10-second penalty for speeding down pit road. Means that he was going very, very fast up the hill through Remus now. Down the hill through Schlossgold, through Roush and Worth. time seems to be slinking away from Alan Toast as Pete Rader seems to have found some consistency here. Pulling away by almost a full second when we cross the line. Not nearly close enough. Keep an eye on this battle as well as the one between Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence at the tip of the spear. In second and third place, presumably going to be first and second place. As long as Trent H keeps it up, though, he's going to have to do some more. 12 seconds the gap. That Cody Lawrence and Ryan Earl. Alan Toast has a big moment coming through Roush and spins it out into Worth, doing the right thing, making sure that the track is clear before rejoining, and it's all clear for Alan Toast, and he's back up and spinning again. But he's got a 6-second gap to catch back up to Pete Rader. Stein Sonoda getting in the way just a little bit there, as well as getting a 5-second penalty for cutting, so worse goes to Ware for him. Let's check in with Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence. 0.6 the gap. We're almost halfway through with this event, but we are 50% of the way through with the championship. We will be a little further than that along once we finish up the Red Bull ring. This could be exactly what Trent H needs to compete with the rest of the field. He took the C3 compounds to start out the event, running a little bit slower, letting the other drivers escape just a little bit. Right now, the gap of 11 seconds isn't coming down too dramatically. His last lap being a 108.1 compared to a 107.5. He's losing only about 0.6 of a lap right now. 0.6 of a second per lap. So the gap is coming down, but I think Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence are about to slow each other down by quite a bit here. And Trent H could get a free pit stop out of this if he plans on doing just a single stop for the remainder of this event, and potentially gain P1 all over again once the rest of the field has to take their pit stop. If not, the worst case scenario that he could face right now would be a top 3. There is a big gap back between himself, Ryan Earl, and Jaden Neal. And here we go, the battle for P2 and P3. Up the hill into Remus. Does he go for a move? No, not on Cody Lawrence. Have to wake up a little earlier in the morning to pull a dummy off being sold to Cody Lawrence. Now, though, the move well done and completed. Head down into Schlossgold. All he has to do is cover off that line, and Cody Lawrence can't do anything to resolve that issue. .107.0 for Ryan Earl. 107.9 for Cody Lawrence on that previous lap. 108.6 for Trent H. So now Trent is in a little bit of a hot pot. He's going to decide if he needs to pit sooner rather than later to cover off the attacking cars from behind that are on well fresher and more aggressive runs than he is right now. Down into the 106s, 106.8, 106.9 for Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence running P2 and P3 right now. Jaden Neal just completed his lap. That'll be a 107.4 for him. 108.5 for the car in the front of the pack. That'll be Trent H in P1. And he is losing so much time right now to the cars around him. The deltas are just plummeting. Anand Trivedi is glued all over the rear end of Jaden Neal now. 2/10 the gap. Looks up the inside line at Worth. Can't find the daylight to make a move stick. Looks again. Can't make one stick there either. Maybe leading down in towards turn 1, because this is a very dangerous opportunity trying to make it work through Rint and the Redbull Mobile, and mounts the curbs aggressively. Big compression zone there at the Red Bull Mobile. And I think that fourth gear is just not geared properly for Anand Trivedi. Because he keeps on losing time coming out of the final corner, but he's set up right, headed up the hill and into Remus. And it looks like the number 6 Porsche Penske tried to turn in there of Jaden Neal, but Anand's car was just occupying too much real estate for him to be able to make that one work. Anand Trivedi back up into 4th place overall. So far, so good for his recovery drive after a little slip up at turn 1. He's able to recover and now back into 4th place. It's no 2nd place, but he's got his work cut out for him looking forward. He's got 2.8 seconds to make up. What lap times is Anand Trivedi running right now? 106.8 being that previous lap, and his fastest being at 106.8 on the C4 compound, so he's doing very well as far as his lap times are concerned. And he's running just about in line with the same times as the leaders. 108.5, 106.9, 106.8, 106.9, and a 107 for Jaden Neal. And Jaden Neal finds a way past Anand Trivedi, coming down into Schlossgold. Little kick up of gravel there coming through Roush. We have 2 people missing out from this race, Twisted Jack and Stein Sonoda. Unfortunately, seeing them DNF from this event. Tries to get back through on. Oh, is he gonna snap right back? He will. It looks like Jaden Neal snapping right back on Anand Trivedi. And pushes out Anand coming through Roush. Holy Toledo, these 2 won't stop, can't stop.
Okay. the apex by a mile there and loses out 0.5 of a second to Jaden Neal out in front. Let's check back in with Ryan Earl as he's catching up dramatically to Trent H. And with the slipstream and the DRS wide open, I wouldn't be surprised if it's done on this lap. Almost runs in the back of Trent. He's going so slowly right now, but Trent is run lap 27 now, 26 laps on the same set of C3 compounds. Trent trying to cover off that inside line to the best of his ability. He's going to go side by side with Cody Lawrence. Cody gets pushed out into the gravel. Trent H holds on for one more day and one more position. That was a little sneaky deaky like. We've seen that happen to a few drivers here in the F1 leagues, but we haven't seen it at Slipstream Racing, not until tonight here at the Red Bull Ring. Slosh Gold is a turn where if you go to the outside line, you have the chance to get pushed out to the gravel, and that's exactly what Cody Lawrence got a big dish of. Big old gravel trap. Trent still within 1 second of the car in front of him, able to open up the rear wing and use that helping dose of DRS, but this might be the nail in the coffin for him. Goes a little too deep going up the hill through Remus, and now that'll be it. Cody Lawrence walks right on by, but Trent gets the DRS back into Slosh Gold, but it's not enough to give him the momentum or the speed that he needed to keep up with Cody. And that will be it. Trent goes down into third place behind Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence. Now the question of the day is, when does Trent decide to pit for tires? Will he continue to run this stint long, or will he come down pit road sooner rather than later to finish off this event on the C3 compounds? It looks like he might want to stay out there. Oh no, the tires are just falling away from him. I think he's got to decide to come in within the next lap or two, take the C3 compound and finish up this event safely, rather than keep on pushing and try to go for the sauce. We have 19 laps remaining, and that should be enough for those C3s to amply get him home. Anand Trivedi, the meat in this Trent H. Jaden Neal sandwich. And yes, I do know sandwiches are always named after the meat, not by the bread which surrounds them, but it looks like pit stop call for Trent H, Anand Trivedi, and Jaden Neal are all called at the same time. That's the order in which they came in. What's the order in which they come out? There goes Trent H, there goes Anand Trivedi, and there goes the Porsche Penske of Jaden Neal. So just as they come in, they roll out of pit lane. This will be your battle for third, and a little bump in the rump there potentially into Trent H, giving up the hurry up and go. Move over to the inside line to cover off the entrance to Remus. Anand Trivedi just walks his way past on the outside line. Now it looks like Trent might lose another position to Jaden Neal. He does lose another position to Jaden Neal. Falls down to 6th place for now into Slosh Gold. Everything looks neat and tidy, but the positions are anything but. Anand Trivedi, Jaden Neal, Trent H, almost inverse of the way they walked in. Cody Lawrence is on his way down pit road. Let's see what compound tires everybody decided to pick. Looks like the C3 for Anand Trivedi, Jaden Neal, and C4 for Trent H and Alan Toast. Cody Lawrence into pit lane on his way out, picked the C3 compound, so we'll see him on the mediums go to the very end of this event. Two tenths back in closing on Anand Trivedi is going to be Jaden Neal in the Porsche Penske number 6. That'll be Cody Fowers getting out of the way, allowing the leaders to continue their battle. A lot of drivers down into the 106s already. That'll be 106.5, 106.8, 106.7 for Anand Trivedi, Jaden Neal, and Trent H. dragging each other along. Ryan Earl into the 119s, 117 for Cody Lawrence, 108 for Pete Rader. Of course, that is including the pit stops from Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence. 1.4 seconds separates Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence, and it looks like Jaden Neal is not patient with this overtake, looking for a move the inside of Schlossgold, but not finding any real estate for him to occupy, backs out of it and falls in single file behind Anand Trivedi. Lap 32 of 47 about to be concluded here. That'll be 16 laps remaining on the clock. .106.3, 106.4, 106.3 for these trio of drivers. Looks like Pete Rader's taking the trip down pit road here. DRS fully open for the Porsche Penske car. Looks to the inside line at Remus, and he will touch that Petronas car just a little bit. Trent H staying within spitting distance right now. Should have the DRS, able to get by Anand Trivedi up the inside line. Covers off his optimum line, going a little wide there. Trent H does, and opens up the door for Anand, leading down into Roush, Worth. It looks like Jaden Neal is kicking up a little bit of gravel. That's going to slow down his run. Trent H looking for this podium. He needs the points to clinch third place in the championship as we conclude the fourth race of this championship and only have a handful remaining to get to the end. Anand Trivedi now on the attack. DRS wing fully open. Does he look to the inside line? No, he backs out of it, leading up the hill into Niki Lauda curve. Now Trent's got the DRS, so does Anand Trivedi. Single file line covering off that inside. Anand tries to go the long way around. Trent covers it off. Anand really trying to go deep and wide. Now they're going to continue their side-by-side. Who's got the DRS, though? They both do, because they're both behind Jaden Neal, side-by-side, all the way down in towards Schlossgold. And the Petronas car really chops the nose off of Trent H, and Trent cannot hold on any longer. And it looks like the order of operations has become Jaden Neal, Anand Trivedi, Trent H. things gonna finally settle down now? I don't think so. Anand Stravidi on the attack yet again. This time it's all Jaden Neal's issue to deal with. Up the inside through turn 2, turns into the optimum line for turn 3, but runs super deep. This is going to give Jaden Neal a huge opportunity to close down the gap, leading down in towards Schlossgold. But Anand Trividi's covering it off, almost goes for a pass on the grass as Jaden Neal shoots it, and he goes for it, but Anand Trividi gets the power down. I don't know how, I don't know where it came from, but really pulls out the switchback of the century again. And pulls away from Jaden Neal, who's 4/10 back, almost half a second back, is a half a second back into the clutches of Trent H., who's running the C4 compound. Lap 36 completed here. We're on to lap 37. That leaves us with just 11 laps to go. About 11 minutes left on the clock. 11 more minutes of this. I might have a heart attack, folks. Are finally quieting down just a little bit between this trio. Trividi escaping about 8/10 up the road now. Keep an eye on Trent H. and Jaden Neal. The leader right now, Ryan Earl, has a 3.2 second gap back to Cody Lawrence. Anand Trividi is 6 seconds back. In third place, Jaden Neal in fourth place, in front of Trent H. by just a small margin. Pete Rader, 18 seconds back from Trent H. Alan Toast, 34 seconds back from Rader. 38 seconds back is James Shorter, and Cody Fowers is 1 lap down on the field. Check the progress made right now. Trevidi's down 1. Cody Lawrence up 2. Ryan Earl back where he started. Out in P1, Jaden Neal's down 1 from where he started as well. Only way that Cody Lawrence can gain positions is if people lose positions. Cody Lawrence did start off in 4th place, worked his way forward with a good pit stop call. Made that call early, made that call fast, and is allowing the rest of the field to continue to battle it out. Trent H. in 5th place where he started this event. Pete Rader in 6th place. Alan Toast in 7th. James Shorter's up 2. Cody Fowers right where he started in 9th. Twisted Jack lost 2. Sonoda is finishing the race where he started in 11th place, but taking a DNF would be Twisted Jack and Sonoda. We're on to lap 40 of 47, just 7 more laps remaining after this one. And it's close as ever between the 3 cars, battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Well, excuse me, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The last step of the podium is still undecided. It may have been decided there. Jaden Neal having a moment coming through the Red Bull Mobile. Losing a little bit of time to the car in front. That'll be Anand Trivedi. Looks like Trent H is a lot closer than he has been in a while. 2/10 the gap now, separating himself from Jaden Neal. Taking a look on board with Trent H. Up the inside line, shoots his shot. Can he nail the apex? Going up the hill to Remus, he does. Alan Toast is spun off on the side. Let's go back to Jaden Neal on board. And we're going to have to see this side-by-side action coming down in towards Slosh Gold. Oh, big lockup of the brakes from Jaden Neal. The brake bias set a little too far back, caused the tail to wiggle out from underneath them. And now Trent H is back where he started this lap in 5th place. Things have officially quieted down now, and it's up to Jaden Neal and Trent H to battle out for 4th and 5th with just 4 laps remaining. Again, that compression zone coming to the Red Bull Mobile does not look complimentary on Jaden Neal's Porsche Penske car. It looks like Trent is getting a better run out of there. We've had so much action up to this point, we haven't even gotten to the fun facts about the Red Bull Ring. So we have a brief moment to tell you about the Red Bull Ring's history. It was initially built in 1969. It was called the Osterschring. The Austrian circuit as Trent H finds a way by Jaden Neal, leading up the hill in towards Remus. Now, will Jaden Neal snap back Trent H is covering off the inside line, does a little wiggle, drifting over to the optimum line, and they are gonna touch for sure. Trent H running into Jaden Neal, or Jaden Neal running into Trent H. Not sure what happened there, but Jaden Neal runs a little bit deep and wide coming through Pirelli. And into Worth, it's back to where they started this lap. The Oscherring, the Austria circuit, hosted its first Formula One race in 1970. In 1997, the track was reconfigured into a shorter layout, then called the A1 Ring, named after its sponsor. After a period of dormancy, Red Bull purchased the track in 2004, revamped it extensively, and reopened it in 2011 under its current name. Red Bull Ring is one of the shortest tracks in Formula One. The track features a dramatic... Oh, here goes Trent H again up the inside at Remus, but the switchback is engaged. Jaden Neal pulls it out, gets the position back. Trent H gets 5-second penalty for DRS use, and that will be it for him in his attempt. He can leave it all out on the track, but he can't pull out a 5-second gap on Jaden Neal right now. The track features dramatic elevation changes with a maximum incline of 12%. The climb into turn 3 Remus is particularly steep and challenging. The current F1 lap record of 102.939 is held by Carlos Sainz in the 2020 McLaren. Coming through Worth for the final time, Ryan Earl has showed us what he is made out of. Pure, unadulterated carbon steel, driving the Aston Martin number 14 to victory this time around. He will claim P1 and be the Red Bull Ring champion here tonight. Ryan Earl has won the race and taken P1. Cody Lawrence in P2. Anand Trivedi will claim 3rd place. Jaden Neal in 4th place. Trent H in 5th. Pete Rader in 6th. Alan Toast will bring it home in 7th position. James Shorter and Cody Fowers 8th and 9th respectively. What an amazing run of things, folks. What an amazing event. That was so much fun and very entertaining. Remember, if you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff you're supposed to do, and all the stuff I'm supposed to say for a broadcast. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much for joining us. This was an amazing event. That was full of action. The 47 laps flew by in a blink of an eye. Thanks to all the participants here tonight. Excited to see 11 drivers finish off this race. Well, 9 drivers finish off the race, but see 11 drivers take to the grid, even 12 drivers take to the grid, because we did lose Colin Edwards at the start of the event, and despite having a red flag scenario and having to restart the event. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you very much for staying tuned. You guys have been a phenomenal crowd to host. As always, it's been a pleasure to be here for you. This is Slipstream Racing. I'm Sagar Bakshi. Have a wonderful night, and as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye.